Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Home Solutions. Thank you for listening. Happy Saturday. Got a cool one going to be today, but still some beautiful weather. Hope everybody's enjoyed this weather this week. I'm not even going to say that we are missing any sort of precipitation because I don't want to jinx it, because we've been able to get a lot of work done at Pro 93. And as always, Dennis Purvis here with you from Pro 93 Home Solutions. We sponsor the show every week. We're glad you guys are listening, no matter how you're listening. Whether you're maybe you're out today running around town this morning, checking things off your honey-do list, or you're starting that DIY project with a long weekend for Memorial Day. Whatever it is, we appreciate you. Maybe you're listening 104.1 or 101.3 here in your vehicle. Maybe you're listening online, streaming through the Mix 104.1 app, which if you don't have, go to the Apple or Google stores and get downloaded to your phone for instant access no matter where you are. Or maybe you're out there on Facebook land. Hello, everybody out there on Facebook. We appreciate you guys for being with us today. So today we want to talk a little bit about what I think most folks, if you drive around town here in Cleveland, you're seeing lots of help wanted signs and now hiring signs, and in several different languages, whatever the case. And Pro 93, listen, we have been blessed. We want to thank all of our customers, all of our vendors, all of our subcontractors, thanking everybody for the just amazing growth we've had in the last year. As you know, a locally owned, veteran-owned general contractor here in the Cleveland metropolitan area. We just thank you guys so much. And that's what really want to talk about today is we're growing and we need help. We're looking for experienced tradespeople, and I'll go in a little bit later of what we're looking for. But just a reminder, at Pro 93, we really try to be the general contractor you wish you had if you've had bad experiences in the past. We understand that we sometimes pay for the sins of others because of some horror stories that we hear about every day of I paid my contractor, never saw him again, or he messed something up, she did something wrong, and I haven't been able to get him back on the phone. At Pro 93, we try to be upfront, transparent. I can't say that we have the cheapest prices in town, but I can tell you that for the quality of work, we are definitely strive to be affordable and work with everyone's budget. From everything from, maybe you're just wanting to close in a garage. Maybe you're wanting to remodel a kitchen. You're tired of looking at a kitchen or your bathroom. You've been coming out of the pandemic and said, I'm tired of it. I want to get it fixed. Maybe it's that time of year you want to build. I just did this on my house. Built a big, nice new outdoor living space on the back of the house with some little bells and whistles to make everything a little more enjoyable for this time of year. So whatever it is, we would love to talk with you. And as part of that is we're growing. So what I thought I'd do today is kind of give you kind of a peek you don't get from a lot of folks. And yes, technically, I guess I'm his boss. And yes, I did tell him he was going to be here, but I've also given him permission to be honest today. But I want to welcome one of the newest additions to our team and somebody we've been really happy to have. He calls himself the number one most valuable asset for the company.
More like number one most valuable investment.
Oh, there you go. Most valuable investment. There you go, folks. That's kids. If you're out there looking for a job, that's a great way to start an interview. I'm going to be the best investment you ever make. But Matt Birchfield's with me here in studio. Matt, how you doing today, brother?
I'm doing great. About to take a 28-minute break from work.
Fantastic. Move on up to the microphone there so everybody, and this is a audio medium.
Gotcha.
There you go. But no, Matt, we're happy to have Matt. Matt, first of all, tell us a little bit about you. Where are you from, brother?
I am from the redneck side of Nashville, Springfield, Tennessee.
You're not from the bougie side?
I'm not from the bougie side, no. If you call tobacco fields bougie, then yes.
There you go. There's a lot of good money in tobacco fields.
There is.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your background. You come from a contractor family.
I do, yeah. I actually come from a family of musicians, but my dad was the black sheep of the family and did construction. Funnily enough, but my dad put me to work as soon as I could walk at 6 years old, holding a grade stick in the middle of the sun.
First of all, you couldn't walk till you're 6 years old. Were there developmental problems?
I was homeschooled. So
homeschooled. There you go. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But we did a lot of work with dirt. My dad had an excavator and a skid steer. We started off doing digging footings, putting in water lines, electric lines, things like that. So through that, I got a lot of really good experience digging ditches and knowing how to use a shovel.
Yeah.
So my dad put me to work at a young age, so it was good for me because I learned a good work ethic. Construction taught me a lot with that.
And you got out of apparently a very competitive homeschool.
It was. I was an only child, so it was it was
and still managed to be second in your class. Not sure how.
Yeah,
that happened.
I don't know how it happened either.
But you went to Lee University.
I did,
and just recently graduated.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So what kind of degree did you get?
Got business communications.
There you go.
So not a whole lot to do with construction, but it's helping me in the long run.
If you're ever going to own, I've told you all the time, there's lots of people out there that are skilled at a trade that don't know anything about running a business.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a feeling that's gonna pay off for you in the long run.
Hope so.
So what I was a pastor's kid, and for years I told everybody I'm not going to be what my father was.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing you know, I go to Lee, get ordained,
mm-hmm.
and a bunch of student loans and a seminary degree later, and here you go. What did you ever felt like you didn't want to be in the trades?
That's a great question. My dad asked me one time right before I was about to graduate high school. He said, "Son, is there any chance you want to take over the family business?" I said, "Dad, absolutely not. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want construction. I've been doing it for 12 years. I'm okay. Thank you for the offer, though." And here we are 4 years later, pursuing a career in construction.
So what does your dad think now? Is he happy?
Oh, my dad's thrilled. My dad's thrilled if I at work.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be anything, super flashy or anything along construction. But as long as I'm working hard and I'm making money, then he's happy.
Good.
But he's happy because he can give me advice now, which I'm a little bit more open to nowadays than I was before.
Imagine that. It's almost like we stopped being teenagers. We realized, man, our parents were right about a lot of things.
Yeah, most of it.
Yeah. Boy, there was a reason they were doing that.
Uh-huh.
So you guys, I know you grew up playing in the dirt.
I did. Yeah.
So how'd you end up? I guess tell the story how you ended up with us. What made you get with us?
Well, I before COVID hit last year, I was working at Lee in the admissions office, and I started dating a girl there, but I couldn't because she worked there. So I quit, and I was looking for a job so that I could date her.
Whoa. You quit your job to date a girl?
I did, yeah.
That's commitment.
I'm proud of that.
Are you still dating that same girl?
Yes, sir.
That's good work.
Yeah.
So that really worked out for you.
So far.
Pretty. Does she know you quit to date her?
Oh yeah.
And she was all for that.
Oh, she was all for that. She said, pray about it, make the right decision, and I made the decision, then prayed about it later.
So with girls it happens.
Yeah.
So my next question is, did she pay for those few dinners after you quit and she knew you didn't have a job? Like,
I saved up for that time after
quitting.
Good.
That's good work right
I put
there.
about $50 aside for a good dinner.
Put that business degree to work right there.
Then after that I said, maybe we can just split it for a little bit. No, I take her out to dinner quite a bit. It's actually her birthday today.
Well, there you go. Happy birthday.
Mm-hmm.
What brought you to? How did you hear about us?
So after COVID hit, I was looking for a job, and I didn't really have anywhere to go because no one was hiring. And a buddy of mine, he said, "You know what? You should come work construction with me at this other company in town."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, I haven't done construction since high school, but might as well try it. And it's money, it's work." So I went and built scaffolding for 3 months in the summer at one of our local plants, Bowater, and hated it. But something I did enjoy was the management side of it, and getting to see what construction outside of my dad, what that looks like. And so I started pursuing different jobs with them. I got an internship with that company, and unfortunately it didn't work out, but luckily enough, because then it led me to you guys, because one of my buddies who works with you said, "Hey, you would really love Pro 93. And you learn valuable skills, not only for work, but also for even doing that fixer-upper, home project, DIY stuff." So been with you guys, 4 months, 5 months?
Yeah, and we've been proud to have you. And as the newest college gadget from the company, we got a bunch of guys that are still it's that time of year where all the college guys are home for the summer to work with us. And but Matt's been you have been a good asset. I don't know that you're the number one investment.
That's fair.
But I think you're top. I think you're at least top 15.
I'll take it.
like-
I would have taken the top 20.
Well, good. See, I think you've been putting in the work in the off season.
Mm-hmm.
I will check the rankings to see
Okay.
where you are when we get back. I'll talk
There
to
you
David
go.
and see where you're ranked. But
I just got power.
He definitely likes your truck.
Well,
so there
I
you go.
got a truck, and I just got my new power tool, so I
There
feel like
you
that
go.
moves me up a few rankings.
There you go. There you go. So, and I can tell you when he came in to meet us, what we liked was he wasn't green. Matt, what, and that's for those of you that are listening out there. If you know somebody right now, what we're looking for is somebody kind of like Matt, or maybe a specialist. If everything and just what we're looking for, let me kind of lay out a list. I'm looking for somebody that can dig footers, that can help us with block, foundation work, concrete work, drywall, sheetrock, and that's not just hanging it, but finishing it. And when I mean finishing it, I mean custom home quality finishing. Not I can throw some tape on it and throw some mud on it and see what happens. Painters, roofers, whatever it is, we kind of affectionately call our little network the Pro 93 Mafia. I feel like we should have like a patch or at least a matching tattoos.
That
but
would be awesome.
David won't go for the tattoos. I've tried to get him to do one. I've even designed one, but he won't go for it.
You give it to me, I'll get it tomorrow.
There, see, Pro 93. That's dedication. Same guy that quit his job to date a girl. You know he's committed.
Oh. Well, hopefully I don't have to do that again.
Yeah, true. That'd be good. But we're looking for anybody out there. If you guys know someone, I know the trades are most contractors in town are just full up right now as far as work. The hard thing is trying to find someone. So if you're listening out there, no matter where you are in the listening area, we work all the way through North Georgia, all the way up pretty much to Athens. It's kind of where we go kind of as far north as we go. We do work in Decatur, out at the river, Decatur, Georgetown, Birchwood, Dayton, any of those areas. We would be happy to talk to you about your project, but also we're looking for folks in that area. The other side of this is that we have a clean team, and we are looking for cleaners. It's since the pandemic has started to lift, things have started to go. People have been much more. I feel like our phones have rang off the hook for folks want us to come in and get back to cleaning. It's like people are wanting people back in their home, and they want it completely disinfected because they've all sat there for a year, and they would really like to get everything cleaned out. So, if you know anybody out there that's looking, give us a call, 458-4135. You can check us out at pro93homesolutions.com, give you a little more information about what we do and who we are. We are licensed state of Tennessee, properly insured as a general contractor. We'd love to talk to anybody you know. Just please, there's a contact us right there on the website. You can leave a message even after hours at 458-4135. If you want to shoot us an email, it's info@pro93homesolutions.com, or check us out on Facebook, Pro 93 Home Solutions. Should be tagged, if you're watching this on Facebook, should be tagged right up there. If Austin is teaching Gideon how to do what he does, and maybe it'll even be better because Austin sometimes forgets, but I'm sure Gideon won't. That's just anyway. But listen, we would love to have we try to schedule interviews a few times a week, so talk to everybody and come join the team. And we come back, we're going to talk to Matt a little bit about what he's learned from being on the other side of the experience, because one of the things we talk to our customers about is we try to be open, honest, transparent at every stage of the process. And so today we're going to talk about a little look behind the curtain and kind of see what it looks like from our side and kind of the things we deal with. So stay right there. There'll be more Home Solutions coming right after the break. Are you tired of going to YouTube or Google for answers to your home improvement questions? Maybe you have more projects than you have time. No matter where you are in the process, Pro 93 Home Solutions is ready to serve you. Pro 93 is a local, veteran-owned company offering residential and commercial remodeling, cleaning, and security. Contact us today at 458-4135 or online at pro93homesolutions.com. Let the pros at Pro 93 find the solution for your home or business. That's 458-4135. Welcome back, everybody. Happy Saturday to you for this latest edition of Home Solutions. Dennis Purvis from Pro 93 in studio with you in the Mix 1041 studios. And again, thank you for listening here on Mix 1041 and 1013 The Buzz. For those of you that are streaming online, thank you so much for checking in with us today. Those of you on the Mix 1041 app, we appreciate that. And I guess we need to wave to Facebook land. Wave, Matt. Say hi.
Hey.
Yeah, it was good. I got Matt to wear a shirt with sleeves today, so we didn't want tickets for the gun show right here. So Matt Birchfield from Pro 93 is in here with me. Matt is one of our pros, and he kind of sold himself short there in the first session. He's got a lot of experience with flooring. He's done some plumbing.
Mm-hmm.
You've done pretty much, if it's got wheels, you can drive it. Mm-hmm. It's a nice thing of growing up with a dad with an excavating company.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
yeah.
Exactly.
He's like, so when are we buying a skid steer? And I'm like, just hold on. Do you know how much expensive those things are?
Well, it was a good investment.
I tell you what, my birthday's coming up in a few months. Once you guys chip in and buy me a skid steer, that'd be great. I'll donate it to the company.
With the amount that you're paying me, I don't think I can do it.
Oh,
pay me a little bit more, and then I'll get you a skid steer.
Pay you probably a lot more. Probably no. Skid steers are not cheap right now, but. And that's one thing I did want to talk about today is for those of you out there that are thinking about your projects, one thing that you need to, and whether you're going with us or anybody, I don't want to disparage anybody. There's a lot of good contractors in our town, in our area, and especially with our schedule right now, as we're looking for more folks till we can get to more folks. So we are currently about 6 weeks out on 6 to 8 weeks on projects. If you've got a small job, I can that makes hopefully for some great rain weather days, or it's especially if you're here local to the Cleveland area, we can get out and take care of some smaller jobs, pull away from some jobs, a couple guys just to get it taken care of for you. I can tell you, I got two of the best plumbers around. I've got one of the best tile guys in the tri-state in Nettie Jacinto. Amanda and Chris are my lead plumbers. They do a fantastic job. Matt's been able to jump in there and do some of that kind of work. So we're just really we've got a good core group of folks. I mean, would you agree with that? I mean, it's a pretty fun workplace, I think.
Oh, yes. Well, that's why I've stuck around with it as long as I have, because usually in construction, you meet the not very nice people. Yeah,
a lot of churn typically in the business. Mm-hmm. And we try to recognize all of our contractors, if they've been with us a year, just little things to try to, get lunch. And listen, we had a customer today or this week that actually just purchased lunch for the crew. That's kind of tells you the kind of relationship we want to have with it. We tell our customers, once you're customers, you're part of the family. And it's that Pro 93 Mafia thing.
That Pro 93 Mafia.
But we feel that way. We have a mission. Our mission statement as a company is to create a culture of care and compassion, not only with our contractors, not only with our customers, but with our community. And we've got several projects that I'll hopefully be able to announce soon, and some things we're doing in the community here in Cleveland, Chattanooga area that I'm excited about, opportunities that we'll be able to talk about here in the coming weeks. But Matt, so you come in, now you told your dad, I absolutely don't want to be in the construction business. Mm-hmm. So how did that conversation go when you told your dad, even when you started before us at the other company, well, Dad, I'm going back to construction.
Mm-hmm. How did he respond?
Yeah.
He was excited. He was very surprised. He was like taken back. He said, that was the last thing I ever expected that you'd end up doing, just because of how much you hated it growing up.
Yeah.
I definitely, as much as I'm proud to say that I worked construction at a very young age, I was not excited about it at the time, obviously. I wasn't just jumping up and down like at 8 years old, like, Dad, I can't wait to go shovel dirt today.
Yay!
Yay! But no, my dad, he was very excited for me. He was just proud of me in general. Yeah. Just happy that it was something that he could teach me.
Yeah. And I know we've talked about, your future goals and what you want to do, but just what have you learned about the business side of things, I guess, as far as the customer interactions? Tell me, and again, we didn't rehearse any of this, so be honest. What have you learned about, or have you seen that in how we deal with customers? I know you grew up with your dad watching that. Mm-hmm. What kind of responses, what kind of experience have you gained through just these last few months being with us?
Well, just these last few months, I didn't realize there was such a importance that you need to be able to talk to the customer and be able to communicate with them. because a big thing that I've learned is that everyone has different words for everything.
Yeah.
And being able to talk to a customer and saying, this is what we got to do. This is what the steps that we have to do to reach that goal. And in saying that, there's times where people get confused. I mean, not everybody knows what vice grips are.
Yeah.
You know?
They don't know. Yeah. When you talk about soffit and fascia, sill plate. Hey, you got a bad sill plate on
like, there's no flashing on your sill plate.
Yeah, they have no idea what that means.
And so you have to be able to have a good.
We got to get that cricket put in your roof. People are just like, what? I don't want crickets.
Yeah, I don't want crickets.
I want you to be. I want my house to be cricket free. And we're like, no, actually, you don't. You don't want everything to run right. Yeah, I think that's a really good observation, because that's one of the things that David and I talk about a lot. And my background, I've come out of not just education, but I was on the financial side of real estate. I did. I worked for several banks, several large national banks and local banks. So I came out of the financial side of things, and I think that's one of the things that has helped me, is that I had to always find a way to relate sometimes difficult jargon, right, to be able to relate that to a customer so they can understand. Mm-hmm. And I think that's very much the case. The kind of the idea is, dumb people go into the trades. Folks, I can tell you this. I worked in finance. I worked for a bank, and I use math more as a contractor every day than I did working in a bank with numbers every day. Dumb tradespeople are not dumb. It may not be your definition of what smart is, because they may not have the degrees that you think are applicable. But I can tell you that some of the smartest people I've met are people out driving a skid steer. Maybe got a shovel in their hands. And folks, just remember that we are trying. That every industry has its own jargon. We battle that a lot of times, and I think that's what you were alluding to, is when you're talking to a customer, you may have a great relationship with the customer, but if there's times that you may be speaking a different language. Mm-hmm. And I kind of equate it to that freshman year of high school where everybody read Romeo and Juliet and Shakespeare for the first time. You were pretty sure it was English, but you still didn't understand it.
Exactly.
And it took you a while to hear it. Yep. To kind of pick up on that language.
And once you and the customer are on the same page about everything, then everything's great. Because you could say, hey, we need to put flashing on that seal plate. And then they're going to be like, okay.
And here's why.
But then here's why. But if you don't communicate it effectively enough, then they're going to come back and be like, why are you doing that? Yeah. And you're like, well, this is what we talked about earlier. Listen, you need to learn to be on the same page.
And transparency is a big part of that. On our scopes of work, we are probably overly specific. Because, and there's, folks, and this is something you need to look for with your contractor. If they offer a warranty, you want that contract to be specific. I was talking to a customer yesterday, and he said, hey, on a change order, you put that you did this X, Y, and Z, but I didn't know I was going to get charged for that. And I'm like, look, we did that not because it cost you any more money, so to speak, but in 3 months, if I don't answer the phone and somebody pulls a contract and you've got an issue with a railing that's come loose, on our original contract, we weren't messing with that railing. Mm-hmm. If somebody looks at that paperwork, that's not a warranted item. That's not applied because it wasn't on there. I said, sir, that's not on there to charge you more money. That's on there for your benefit. Mm-hmm. And as soon as he understood that, it was like 9 days. He was like, oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And, especially when you've got a lot of moving parts on the bigger the job, the more trades you're going to have in there. And I think that's one of the things you've seen is that we may be on a job. I know this week you've been working on a couple different jobs, but one of them we were working on. It's really a major renovation out of someone that's got a river home that took tearing down a deck, rerunning a lot of plumbing, relocating their laundry room, opening a wall. Mm-hmm. We're going to end up putting an addition back and rebuilding a deck that's half covered, half not.
Yeah.
So,
tradespeople are not dumb.
Yeah. But the same person a lot of times isn't obviously going to be able to do all that. So being able to have that moving parts, my job primarily is I feel like I play chess every day. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm moving pieces around. Okay, I've got these electricians are going to be done here. We got this siding job that's got here, but I got to make sure my electrician is there because we were putting in new exterior lights and running new switches. So I need an electrician there to do the wiring before we do that. Oh, but then we got to get a crew over here because we're running new can lights in this kitchen on this other job we're running. So there's a lot that goes into it, folks, but find a contractor that you jive with and have a good feeling with, that you feel like you can trust. And we encourage everybody, do your due diligence. Look at reviews. I encourage people, take a look at our Google, our Facebook reviews, Home Advisor. We don't run from reviews that are less than 5 stars. We try to, I don't ever want to criticize somebody for how they feel, but I do want to point out some things that I feel like we're in our half. Do I think we're going to get it right all the time, folks? I know we're not. But I can promise you this, that we're going to make it right. And I really think if you go look at that, you can see some of that play out in our reviews. So take a look at your reviews. Check out Better Business Bureau. We're a rated company with them. Check out if they're part of the local Chamber of Commerce. We're very happy to be part of the Cleveland Bradley Chamber of Commerce. It's an important part of our identity because it's a like-minded small business owners from here in the area. And large businesses, look at guys like the folks over at Wholesale Supply that started here, I think 50, 60 years ago. And now they're in 6, 7, 8. Josh Rogers is going to kill me for not knowing this. Either 6 or 8 states. They're in a lot of places now. But it started right here in Cleveland, Tennessee. Best Buy Metals, right? If you go by there on South Lee Highway, if you look at that, they now have a national sales office that they've got sales reps all over the country. So, and that's really kind of our thought, is that we want to be the local folks that takes care of our neighbors, takes care of our communities, nonprofits, other businesses, that any way we can help. Folks, 458-4135. Give us a call. Cherie will be there at the office to talk with you. We're very happy to welcome, by the way, I think I've officially mentioned this, Cherie Summers. I always want to say Sherry, but I know that's not right. She'll yell at me. Cherie Summers, who has really been able to come up. She's been a friend for a long time. I was very fortunate, I feel like, David and I, to get her to come in. My desk, you can attest, looks a little different now.
It's you can see it.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Somebody came in today and said, "Oh, you cleaned your desk," and I was just like, if Cherie wasn't there, I probably would have been like, "Yeah, I did," but she was sitting right there. And I'm like, "Well, you don't think I did it, did you? You've been here before, right? You know what my desk normally looks like." So she's got me organized.
Oh, she's the best. She bought me a milkshake today.
She bought you a milkshake. Oh, see, she's good. She's
She's
friend.
Great.
But yeah, so we're very happy to have her. She's typically got the phones going to her. She'll get you set up for free estimates, folks. And anything you might need, questions you might have, please give us a call. We'd like to be your resource for any of your home improvement needs. And remember, we also do residential and light commercial cleaning. Wendy and our clean team, they are ready to go. They're ready to come out and give you an estimate for your home. We've been super excited to how that's grown just in the last few months as things have started to get better from the pandemic. So, Matt, anything else as our number one, apparently self-proclaimed number one most important investment?
Most valuable
investment. We need you would get you a plaque or some sort of nameplate.
At some point, I'd
badge. I'll get you a badge.
Get me a badge.
I'll get you a badge.
like a hat or something like that.
Yeah.
Something I can show off to the rest.
I will encourage you this: that there is a fun, apparently some sort of weird competition to see who can have the dumbest possible work attire that some of our guys have gotten into. There's Riley and Ethan. Is Ethan done it, or has he been too chicken? So I think
Ethan's said he's going to do it and just never followed.
Yeah, he's a sheep. He's not a leader.
Cole's rocking no shirt and athletic shorts and cowboy boots today.
See, folks, those are the kind of things that you can have on your job. But seriously, the guys have been having some fun with that. So check out our Facebook page here soon. You'll be able to see the wonderful stylings of Pro 93's team. Matt, thank you for being here today, brother.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being part of the team. Folks, give us a call. We'd love to help you out. And tune in next week. I got some good folks at Drain Right Guttering coming in next week. We're going to talk all things gutters and why they're important. It's part of your roof system, folks. You need them. You've been listening to Home Solution. Dennis Purvis signing off. Remember, folks, we're almost to the other end of this thing. Take care of your neighbor. Love one another. We'll see you guys soon. You've been listening to Home Solutions right here on Mix 104.1 and 101.3 The Buzz.